Hi, Embla.
Hi, we are now in Yogyakarta, Indonesia for ACT Alliance's General Assembly.
Yes.
And how is your experience so far?
So far, it's a fantastic experience. A wonderful host team from Yakun.
Yes.
With the support from the local churches. And the ambience and the atmosphere has been beautiful all throughout.
Yeah.
I think this has been the best assembly so far.
So, Erik, you have served as moderator of the board for the last 3 years. What are some important or interesting initiatives or developments that you've seen on your time on the board?
We've talked a lot about the alliance being led by the forums,
Yeah.
forum-led alliance, and I think we have seen a lot of progress in the past 3 years. Now we have some very strong regional and national forums that are taking a great number of initiatives coming together, and that is really progress for us as an alliance. I said yesterday that in the governing board's report that also progress is a bit patchy, but now I think we can sustain all these efforts undertaken by the regional and national forums so that we can come up on a higher level for all the forums. I think that has really been impactful. And then in terms of coming together important national and global level advocacy, we have also seen progress, not least on gender justice issues and climate justice. And where we are increasingly recognized as a faith-based progressive alliance on these matters. And that is something we have achieved together as all ACT members. A third element is also that there is an emerging consensus that all humanitarian action has to be locally led by local communities and local and national members with the support from the international members. And that is also what is striking here at the 4th General Assembly with the localization pledge. And that is something I'm proud about.
And this term that you've served as moderator has been the first term in ACT history we've had 2 young representatives on the board, myself included.
Yourself included, yes.
What are some of your reflections on how that has changed or impacted the board's work these past couple of years?
Well, I think it has influenced our meetings with the governing board. I think what you and Sally have brought to these discussions is you have reminded all the governing board members that we always need to have the youth lens on when we are discussing various topics and issues. It's so easy to forget that.
Yeah.
But most of the topics and issues that we are discussing in the Alliance is essentially about the future for the youth and for the coming generations, be it climate justice, be it gender justice. And that's where you have brought perspectives that have been crucial for the discussions and the decisions we've taken as the governing board. So I just want to applaud you, Embla, for your participation. And it's made a difference. And also here at the Yogyakarta Assembly, we're also discussing in what other ways we can have a stronger youth presence in the Alliance and talking about some youth policies, other kinds of youth platforms, not only in the governing board in terms of representation, but also in the communities of practice and in the national regional forums. And basically that's also one of the outcomes of having 2 very active board members pushing for these issues.
Tomorrow, you are officially finishing your term as moderator of the ACT Alliance. And you are also finishing up quite a good amount of years in the governing board. What are your advice to the next moderator of the Alliance?
Well, I've been 6 years on the governing board now, and in the last 3 years as moderator. And I think if I compare with my previous term, what's been striking now in the past 3 years is that every board member has been very active in all the discussions. And I think we have had a free-flowing and open climate and atmosphere on the governing board. So I think everyone feels like it's important that I contribute to these discussions. So to retain that atmosphere on the governing board, I think that's crucial. I fully believe that this is going to continue with all the new board members. So that's one thing. But perhaps another point, which I think is important, is to sustain everything we have talked about here at this assembly in terms of the recommendations that we have received when revising the strategic plan in an addendum. That it's always important to stick to the things that you have agreed on. And that is something I leave with the moderator and new governing board, not to forget all the important member conversations, the inputs that we have also received from from the regional meetings here, which now will go back to the governing board.
Thank you so much, Erik. And just before we finish off, my last question to you is, what is like the weirdest or funniest experience you've had during your time in the board as ACT Alliance?
Well, I have many weird experiences because I'm always misplacing my things and I'm losing my luggage, and just to sit in your same shirt for 4 days.
Same, yeah.
At one governing board meeting.
I remember.
That was tough for me. But then if I look back at these 2 terms, it was, of course, Uppsala as
yeah, of course.
And then when we were performing ABBA at that evening, because now it's quite interesting. When I meet colleagues from other organizations, it's still like they remember me from that ABBA performance more than I'm actually the moderator. So I don't know what perhaps I did wrong as moderator, or perhaps that performance was so striking and strong. You never know.
I think maybe the last one, because that's still a very good experience.
That's what people are going to remember.
And something that sticks out to me as well.
Exactly.
Thank you so much for your time serving as moderator, Erik, and thank you so much for what you've done for the youth participation and for the ACT Alliance as a whole.
And thank you, Embla, for your participation on the governing board and what you have brought to our discussions. It's been so nice working together with you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Together for justice.